A flute or bow drill, a camel and jaws thereof. And with, as a tent peg, anointed hook to secure, added as with it, and to join things to this hand of this arm, and one thrust ox, and as an ox of this chief, from this chief of this mighty lifted up sea, and unknown this head in person, top man, topmost rule, first possession, and inheritance, also like said, spoke, show, declared, made prominent, this arm and hand thrust deed, to physically observe, this revealed breath and breath of life in man, nailed to this, anointed tent peg, hook to secure, fix, join things to this breath, life also like you, this chief, leader, power, and ox to this, ox, strength controlled, it, him, one, toward authority, staff, goal, protection, bind, bound to you, leading and teaching, also like to, toward, into, in regard to, near, with, among, this hand of this arm, and downing, hand thrust, deed, to, physically observe, physically observing this breath life, it getting revealed, and thus behold, to this anointed tent peg, hook to secure, added to join things and fix, to face frontward, repeated, sharpened, and divided, of from this eye to see, experience cover, heating cover, this cover, understanding and appearance of it also like Joshua, Usa, the hand is salvation, the hand saves, the hand is opulence. Father of this builder at this wall, why he who brings to pass, giver of existence, performer of his promises to deliver, brought to safety freed, from this, head in person, from this, beginning, and top man, topmost rule, first possession and inheritance chief, and ox, look at, and behold this, revealed from life, breath into existence, as life, a breath, also like, see, look at, inspect, consider on, as offspring, a son, continuation, sprouting seed, of in this, you are given kingdom, life as something Yoi shines light on, from this, mark, covenant, sign, signature, and identification of people, place, thing, to you, that sign identification of people, place, thing, strength, as a hand of this arm by work, physical observation, to physically observe, and by this deed, also like to give, given, put, set, from this, family house, inside this, tent floor plan of this arm, hand thrown to you, with this deed, and by work, physical observation to physically observe, moved this to you, into that gate, by this, and this door pathway, palm of hand, also like handed, into one's hand, of this chief, and ox, leader, power, mark, covenant, identification of people, place, thing, and signature thereof, also like of self, object marker, per se, sibi ipsi, sign, with this, handed over, that as other physical observations, handiwork away from this, head in person, top man, topmost rule, first possession and inheritance, outside separated from this tent wall, anointed tent peg, hooked to secure, joined, and fixed, also like Iriku, place of city of palms, rose gardens, moon place, and of that water, not of this, massive, mighty, lifted up sea, drink, tumult, attempted upheaval, blemish, chaos, not of this, staff, goal, control toward authority, protection, bind, leading, and teaching. It got curved, tamed, and allowed into this palm of hand. Look into life, also like this king, into reign, with this prince, with Yahah. That one as if trying to cause movement, onto foot, gathered, carried as a camel to this camel, family house, anointed tent peg, tent floor plan, fixed, and to this head and person, top man, topmost rule, first possession and inheritance of this arm and hand thrust, deed by handiwork and physical observation, to this, also like strong warriors, magnifies himself, comports proudly, mighty unto this prevailer, chief champion. Look into breath, life, this tent wall, inside divided of by this, arm and hand by handiwork, physical observation, this deed to physically observe, authority, this staff, goal, control toward, this bind, leading, teaching, to protect, also like a force, army, capability, anything that could make twist, whirl, dance. And added affixed to as this anointed tent peg, hooked to secure with it, and as with this, open palm of hand, subdued, and to this, authority, staff, goal, as control toward protection, this bind, leading, teaching, also like all, every, wholly, entire, totally, into this palm of hand, open, tame, subdue, allow, not to let it, pierce, hate, and or hate the shield, support, thorn in this hand of this staff, one for which to grab, hold, established, also to prevent, in turn, this word, mouth, and a mouth of it, command, blowing, speaking, as a sword, and over sword, also like money silver, and all things, especially as if this anointed tent peg, hooked to secure, to join things, fix, plow, this weapon, tool, harvest, sickle, food, crown, to overturn. Look, all of that as breath. Life within this house, family house, and inside this tent floor plan, also like gold, gold-colored, as oil. In all things, nothing even as if this anointed tent peg, nailed, hooked to secure, sickle, or tool, weapon, this crown, food, harvest, shaken, cut, and made ready, and to look at, behold this breath of life of, and in this family house inside, and this tent floor plan, also like vessel, implement, utensil, article, equipment, any apparatus, anything less than of, and or not fully of this, you given kingdom of life, that which our hue's light shines on, air sprouting seed, seed, shininess, into this tent wall of, and divided by this arm, hand, deed, to physically observe this mark, covenant, sign, signature, and identification of people, place, thing, also like copper, bronze, something made of that metal, fetter, and if at all not of this anointed tent peg, hooked to secure, nailed with and to join things, fixed to this family house, inside this tent floor plan of, and with this head and person of, since this beginning. Top man, topmost rule, first possession, inheritance, then sickled, cut, not a tool. Harvest of this, food to feed, weapon, crown, staff, goal, control toward authority, protection, bind, yoke, leadership, teaching, also like iron, scorched sky, like this sun on this horizon, as a day, line to this father, this tent door, lowered to, move, those to face frontward, divided to and from that, also like this sanctuary set apart, as in for this staff, goal, control toward authority, leading and teaching, to protect, for this bind, and to bind to, this arm, hand, deed, all to, physically observe, this, breath of man, breath, life of mankind, this anointed tent peg, hook to secure, fix, and join things, mankind, existence, to this, breath of man, breath, life, also like of this chief and ox leader, power, anointed tent peg, hook to secure, connect, fix man of, and on his side, into a place, fixed, where it waits with this, head in person, top man, topmost rule, first possession and inheritance, also like treasury storehouse, unto, this breath of man, breath, life, for mankind, to this, anointed tent peg, hook, affix, to fix, secure, join mankind existence, to, this breath of mankind, breath, life, also like you, this family, family house, inside this tent floor plan, anointed tent peg, hook to secure, nailed and joined with this chief, this ox, leader power, also like to come, go, enter, as a bride coming into a husband's house.